Hello friends, thanks for joining this webinar. In this session, we will discuss around order fulfillment and how quickly and efficiently it can be improved through a combination of efficient shipping and ERP integration. This webinar is presented by AppSy Connect and ShipStation team members. So the agenda of today's discussion is divided in two broad areas. The first one is efficient order fulfillment through choosing an efficient shipping solution. Under this, we will discuss around ShipStation shipping platform, challenges related to order fulfillment, some best practices and how ShipStation can help fulfilling orders coming through multiple sales channels. The second area is related to ERP integration, how an ERP system can complete the order fulfillment process based on financial terms, and how integrating with ERP can help to achieve efficiency. Let's start the session. So I'd like to welcome my co-presenter Kabi from ShipStation team, who is associated with ShipStation since last 4 years and has in-depth knowledge related to order fulfillment business process. He will guide us through sharing his knowledge on best practices around order fulfillment through ShipStation shipping platform. For the next few slides, I would like to hand over the presenter role to him. So Kabi, able to hear me?
Yeah, most definitely.
Okay, so I'm just passing the presenter role to you so that you can showcase your screen, and then we can continue from that point.
Yeah, most definitely. And let me know if there's any issues, but I think we should be all good from here. How does everything look?
Yep, it looks fine.
Fantastic.
Yep.
So first of all, thanks to everyone for joining today. Yeah, my name's Cubby. I'm with ShipStation. I'm on the business development team here. The first thing we're going to go ahead and talk about is what is ShipStation. So ShipStation is a web-based software solution that basically helps streamline the order fulfillment process for your e-commerce business. And there's a few different ways it does that very, very well. We're just going to dive into a handful of them that I think can really help you guys out and how to fulfill. ShipStation is meant for pretty much anyone who's shipping 25 to 500,000 packages a month or even more. So this is used for a multitude of customers. It really fits a lot of different needs because it's so flexible. So the first thing I want to talk about are what I think are some of the biggest challenges when trying to do fulfillment. And I've had some experience being on site with our users, actually doing fulfillment myself for local companies and doing things like that. So I think these are the biggest challenges, and I think they're mostly internal ones. The first one being organization. An unorganized plan or strategy that you have for fulfillment can really slow things down. Not knowing where inventory is, not having a nice space to actually work in, just kind of being a little bit unorganized can really, really, really slow down your actual fulfillment process. The next is planning accordingly, knowing the time of year, where you have your peaks, for the amount of orders that you're going to have, the number of items that typically peak around there, when you're releasing a new product, when your slow times are. Planning accordingly throughout the year can really help. Just make the whole process way smoother and go off without a hitch. During holiday season is really hard for a lot of users. But because of ShipStation and a little extra manpower, can breeze through it like it was no big deal. So I think planning accordingly is one of the bigger challenges too. The next one is making the right decisions, and this is kind of a broad statement, but when I'm talking about making the right decisions with order fulfillment, it's typically how do I get this to the customer in the most efficient way that still meets their what they're expecting from me, while it's still balancing the needs of the company. And that's typically going to be in the carrier service and package type area. So that's what we're talking about, making the right decisions. It also means for things like when your customer chooses like an expedited shipping method, or they have a gift that they ordered and they want to make sure that it gets treated like one and gets to the right recipient. A slight overlook on just some of those things could really present some major issues from your buyer and have some backlash from them. So making sure that you're making those right decisions is huge. The next is going to be tracking and managing your costs, looking at what your inventory cost you, what you're currently selling it for, how much you're charging for shipping, what is shipping costing you, what services do you offer your customers, and what is that also costing you and them if they're paying for shipping. So that's one thing I think a lot of people overlook, is looking at some of those all the costs associated with the order. The next is transparency in communicating. With it being an e-commerce order, of course, it's all online. It's very straightforward, transactional based. Pick your items, enter your payment information, check out. So with that being such an impersonal process, making sure that you're very transparent with your customer and communicating with them can really help make them feel like they're more than just a transaction. It gives them a little more connection to you, and also allows you to, with this next issue I always see, is managing and meeting expectations. Making sure that you can fulfill your orders on time, that you have the proper inventory to do so, that it's arriving by the date that you said it would, that it's the proper items within there. That's a huge thing to make sure you get right the first time, especially when you're looking at competing with some of the bigger competitors. Being able to manage and meet those expectations can really stick out in your customer's mind. And that goes back to being transparent and communicating with them. If there's an issue with maybe your supply chain and a bit of inventory hasn't made it yet, communicating with them that there has been a slight delay, but you guys are working hard to fix it. Things like that can really turn a situation that might not be so great into a very, very positive situation for the customer. So the next thing is, how do we come up with some solutions for this? What are the best practices for quick fulfillment that also address these issues? For me, one of the biggest and easiest solutions is that dedicated workspace and consolidation of what you're actually doing. Having your inventory in one area, printing labels in another, packaging in a whole nother area can sometimes be a little stressful. But if you're all in the same environment, you can create like more of like an assembly line process for that, and having those dedicated stations and consolidating that all into one area can be a really, really quick and easy fix for a lot of issues. The next is just staffing and inventory, ensuring that during the right times of the year, the right amount of people are there. If you're running a larger warehouse, if you're running a smaller business, having someone come who can just help you grab products and get them in the right boxes is going to be one of the biggest things ever. I've definitely done that for friends who own companies around here, where during the holiday season, I've shown up and, for a couple hours that night, we just went through, grabbed product, got it packaged up, got it labeled up, and got it ready for the carrier the next morning. And that also falls in line with inventory. Planning your inventory out. If you're releasing a newly created product that's highly anticipated, you might really need to think about how much that product you need to get on hand. If it's the holiday season, if it's back to school, and you sell items related to that, it might be a good time to start looking at that a couple months ahead and thinking about these things, not just a few days, a few weeks before, but a few months. So that way you're really ahead of the game there, and making sure you're well taken care of on top of your customer being taken care of. So we talked about the right decisions, how to make those right decisions. I think the best way to make the right decisions is going to be automate whenever possible. Automations help out in a couple different ways. So when you automate a decision for maybe what carrier to use for an order, and you have a something like ShipStation pick that carrier for you, what that's doing is basically that's saying, okay, I just eliminated the need for a person to manually make decisions, which is a lot of time. But also when you're making manual decisions, you're going to make a mistake. I've definitely done that a time or two where, in the past I was doing something completely manually. I made a mistake, and therefore it doesn't just stop there when you're doing fulfillment, because it ends up impacting the order or impacting your customer. Um, and that's what we're trying to avoid, because what we want to do is make sure everything's easier for you, but also make sure that you have the happiest customer, so that way they stay a loyal customer and become a repeat buyer. So automating when possible is great because it eliminates the amount of time it takes, it eliminates the amount of errors, which also, when you think about if you're have more time to focus on other parts of your business and fewer errors are being made, can also improve those margins on products and improve revenue for you, because you're not having to pay to fix those mistakes or pay for that time. And that kind of plays into this the next problem we are talking about, which was the costs. So automating definitely helps some of the costs there. But one of the biggest things I think people need to do is review their carrier services and packages that they offer. Certain carriers really excel at different types of fulfillment. Maybe you need to find one if you're doing really small items. Find one who is really great at and very inexpensive while still reliable for fulfilling your smaller packages. If you're doing really big bulky stuff, maybe reaching out to a carrier who will negotiate rates with you and negotiating those rates out, so that way you can lower your cost. Even things as simple as changing the package type. If you have this box that's 10 by 10 by 10, a lot of carriers do what's called dimensional pricing now, where based on the size, the package can weigh up to this much and it's going to be the same cost. But if that box really only needed to be 5 by 7 by 7, that could significantly reduce your cost and therefore improve improve, I guess, your overall profit margins, while on top allowing you to pass some of that savings onto the customer and their checkout process for things like the shipping and handling fees, which therefore, I'm sure everyone's been there. When you go to check out and you see that outrageous shipping fee, you abandon your cart and try to reduce that cart abandonment just from the shock of the shipping and handling. Or maybe you can even consider, once you get a better handle on those carrier services and packages, consider moving that from a actual shipping and handling fee to just incorporating it into your products and offering free shipping now, which makes you extremely more competitive. I know whenever I order something online and I'm able to get free shipping, I'm very, very, very much more likely to check out than when I'm having to pay $12.99 to get something shipped to me, or $7.99. So I think that's a really big deal. And then next two kind of play hand in hand, which was the communication and transparency and meeting expectations. So like we were talking about, e-commerce is a very transactional. You don't have a whole lot of personal interaction with your user, but that doesn't mean that's how it has to be. One of the things you can do is make sure you're updating the buyer during the life cycle of that order and being proactive when there are issues. So one way I've set up for multiple ShipStation users in the past is a 3 email method. So what they do is the customer places the order through their selling channel, and the selling channel immediately sends off an email saying, your order's been placed. Once that order hits ShipStation, we go ahead and have them send another email saying, hey, the warehouse, ShipStation sends an email for them saying the warehouse has received your order. We're going to go ahead and start working on this, and then explains how their shipping process works. Like if it's before noon on a business day, we'll typically get it out same day. If it's after noon on a business day, it'll ship out the next day. Just so that way they understand how their shipping services work. So if they don't get a tracking number, within a day or two, the customer knows they can reach out because they already know what to expect. The next is when it ships, we send a ship notify email with the tracking number in it, which is really great. It says, hey, your order shipped, here's your tracking number, and then they can go ahead and keep an eye on that. And then the last email we set up is a delivery notification. So all major carriers in ShipStation, we offer what we call auto tracking. So we actually keep an eye on the package, and when we see it's been delivered, we have a feature where we can send an email out to the buyer saying, hey, your package has been delivered. If there's an issue with your order, if it's broken, if it's not what you wanted, if you just need to return it for whatever reason, here's how you can do that, and supply those instructions directly in that delivery email to go ahead and be proactive about any issues that may have happened from when the order left to when the order arrived at the buyer's house. And basically what that's doing is allowing you to ensure you're meeting their expectations and your own expectations, which does a lot to improve brand loyalty, and making the user feel like, and the buyer, I should say, the buyer feel like you actually cared about the fact that they had now purchased from you. The company themselves just didn't, let it be a single transaction, but they communicated with them the whole time. It makes it a much nicer process for everyone involved. So I think that's a huge thing, is ensuring you can meet all those expectations that you've set. And if you can't, once again, we can loop back around to being proactive. If you run out of stock of an item, another thing I've set up with users in ShipStation is we'll just tag the item as out of stock. And then we'll change that email that says, hey, the warehouse has received your order, to say, hey, the warehouse has received your order and that item's currently out of stock. We're super sorry, and we're working incredibly hard to get more inventory back. In the meantime, if you have any questions, go ahead and reach out to us here. Just so that way, they aren't sitting there wondering why their package hasn't gotten there in 2-3 days. So that way, when it arrives on the 4th or 5th day, maybe once you got that inventory back, they actually knew ahead of time that would happen. And it's much easier to be proactive than to be on the defensive that whole time. So the last thing we're going to talk about is the ways ShipStation can help with that. The other ways, which is going to be consolidating. Consolidating all your information is huge within ShipStation. Being able to import all your orders from all your marketplaces, having basically every single one. So whether it is a few of your different marketplaces, or maybe some of your own storefront sales that you want to import via CSV or manually enter through your ERP, whatever it may be, you can import every single order from all your different marketplaces. The next is getting all your carrier accounts and rates together in one place. So if you use FedEx, UPS, USPS, DHL, maybe a regional carrier like LSO or anything like that, what's really great is you can get all those rates in the same place, and then you can check and compare against them and ship it out the most practical way for that order. So if the customer just asks for a standard service, you can check all the different standard, ground services, see which one's the cheapest, and then go with that one. And then as you start to notice maybe a pattern, like, oh, typically orders going to, from Texas to Arizona, we found these are actually the cheapest carriers. You can start to automate some of that and really reduce the errors and the amount of time you're working, at the actual computer, and spend more time on your business. The other great thing is you can manage all your shipments and returns in a single place. ShipStation allows you to not only just create shipping labels, but create return labels. And the return labels can either be generated by you within ShipStation, or we have a new feature called our branded returns page that you can embed on your website, and it allows a user to create their own return label to send back to you. And you can set up rules that basically, as long as the order meets this criteria, we'll accept the return. If it doesn't, you can put your contact information and they can reach out to you. But having all of those in one place is really great because you can keep track of one order and you can see all the shipping labels that were created for it. Maybe it's a multiple package shipment. You can see all the returns generated for that order. And just like the auto tracking we were talking about earlier, where we watch the order as it is shipped out, and once it's delivered, we update it. Same thing with returns. We actually say, hey, this return label was generated and it's now an outstanding return. And then once it finally arrives back at your warehouse, we'll go ahead and update that to being a received return. And we supply an RMA number and everything for that automatically in app. And the last thing that it can do is update orders and shipments across all devices from anywhere. So ShipStation is, like we were saying, a web-based app. Everything is in the cloud for that. But on top of it, we have Android and iOS apps that are fully functioning pieces of software. You can create labels, check rates. I mean, I know this is kind of a silly thing, but with the new iPhone 10, you can log in with your face. You can truly run your business on the go if you need to from your phone. You can remotely print labels from it. Yeah, you can do everything right from there. I still definitely think it's better on the desktop, but with that, it's also nice to know that if you have to be on the go, you're not just limited to having to get your laptop out every time, and instead can open up an app. So that's some of the ways I think ShipStation can really help out. So I'll be sticking around for some questions, but what I'd like to do now is go ahead and hand over to Suva and let them chat a little more.
Thanks, Kabi. So I have received one question. I think it would be good if you can answer at this point. And I'd like to request the other attendees to ask the questions using the questions pane. We would like to try to answer it whenever we have some time. So the question is that I have a old custom-made website. Can it be connected to ShipStation?
Yeah, so even with the custom-made sites, ShipStation not only has, I mean, our 150 plus integrations. So if it was built on a platform, even if that integration that was done was custom, ShipStation also has an API, which means a developer could connect that store that you have to ShipStation with the API. And we also have a custom store integration, which means a developer could also connect it to ShipStation that way. So we have two different custom integration methods. And on top of that, we also have a CSV import method. So even if you didn't want to go out and get a developer, but still wanted to take advantage of the features within ShipStation, which we, only hit on a handful of them, but there's so many more that can really help out. You could definitely just import a CSV to take advantage of those. It takes just a few minutes, and then from there your orders are in ShipStation and ready to go, and be treated just like one of these selling channels that connects just through your login information. So yeah, we definitely have some options for you.
Okay. So I have received some more questions, but we'll ask it whenever we have time, because ultimately we need to complete first the presentation.
Yeah.
So so let's start our discussion on the second part, which is ERP and ERP integration. So now we all know that an organization comprises of several business processes spread across different departments, such as finance and accounts, item and inventory management, manufacturing, production, purchase, sales, supply chain management, customer relationship management, employee and payroll, after sales service, asset management, and many more. Each process nowadays operated through automated business systems because that's the best choice. Now, it is not efficient to use different softwares for different processes, and people do not like to use it actually. So there will, because if they use discrete and different softwares for each different business process, then there will be inefficiency in collaboration and data management. So with this need, ERP software came into existence around 1980s and becoming an inevitable software for organizations in 90s. In last 5 years, we are seeing more and more SMEs adopting ERP systems for their operations. It is easily understandable that ERP software makes data management and interdepartment communication automated and thus increasing efficiency in all business processes. So now let's talk about the benefits of having an ERP system. So the first benefit is obviously efficiency. An ERP solution eliminates repetitive processes and greatly reduces the need to manually enter information, thus making an organization more efficient. Second is forecasting. Enterprise resource planning softwares gives you your users and especially managers the tools they need to create more accurate forecasts. The third is collaboration, as I just mentioned in previous slide. Nobody wants to run a siloed business with each department functioning separate from each other. Collaboration between departments is a systems is crucial and often necessary part of the business. Next is integrated information. That's one of the benefits because all the information across all the departments are integrated and can be viewed as a single entity by any user if they have appropriate roles. Cost saving is obviously another great benefit. With one source of accurate and real time information, ERP software reduces administrative and operational costs. Streamlined process is one of the greatest achievement of the organizations who adopted ERP system. As the manufacturer or the retailer grow, their operations become more and more complex. And thus, if the collaborative system streamlined all the business processes, the organization becomes more efficient. Next is mobility. An advantage of ERP solutions like ERP software is having access to centralized database from anywhere you work. So an employee can use the mobile solution or the mobile screen of the ERP forms and can operate efficiently even if they are on field. Reporting is another one of the biggest advantage of ERP system because ERP software helps make reporting easier and more customizable. Now, one of the biggest advantage of having ERP is productivity because ERP saves time and increase productivity levels. By having redundant processes automated, users have more time to work on other processing projects and tasks. So they will be able to work easier since the solution was designed for ease of use. So the compliance is another part. So ERP, a benefit of ERP software is sometimes, which is mostly unnoticed, is how well it manages the regulatory compliances. Customer service is another biggest advantage. The complete after sale service of the if the company is dealing in electronic goods or something like that, then the complete after sale service can be managed through the ERP system. And the last but not the least is the security. Data security isn't a worry when the organization having an ERP system in place. So this new system will improve the accuracy, consistency, and security of data across all the levels. So moving to the next slide, which is classification of the ERP and some examples. So it is very difficult to classify ERP because ERP is a concept and there are various ERP software available in the market. So categorically define ERP system is very difficult, but broadly we can divide ERPs into the ERP systems for SMEs and ERP systems for large enterprises. Because we have seen that these two ERPs are offered and targeted to different level of or type of organizations. So ERP systems targeted towards SMEs offered under on-premise models such as Sage or Microsoft Dynamics Nav. It can also be offered on-premise and SaaS. That means in hybrid model such as SAP Business One or Microsoft Dynamics GP as an example. Or it can be offered as a complete SaaS solution like NetSuite or Dynamics 365 or SAP Business by Design. So all these ERP examples are for the SMEs. Similarly, if we talk about the large enterprise ERP, So ERP for large enterprises also offered as on-premise models such as SAP ECC, SAP S4HANA, Microsoft Dynamics AX, Oracle Enterprise Business Suite, and there are some ERPs emerged which are now offered as a SaaS application and targeted for large enterprises. Though it's quite rare because mostly large enterprise ERPs has huge complexity, but still the softwares like SAP S4HANA Cloud is offered completely on the SaaS model. So we have covered how order fulfillment can be efficient through a shipping solution, and how ERP can act as a centralized system of a business. So now let's talk about mapping between these two solutions, and how, if these two systems are properly mapped, then can achieve business excellence. So shipping platform acts as a central order management system where sales orders and customer details across multiple sales channels such as e-commerce and marketplaces sync back. These customer information need to be fed into ERP system for customer relationship management. Sales orders which are coming from multiple sales channels into the shipping platform need to be entered into ERP so that back office team can plan their purchase or production cycles. Shipping labels generated into shipping platform need to be synced to the ERP for actual order fulfillment. New products, product updates, which generally happen within the ERP system, need to be updated into the shipping platform so that it can consist of latest available product catalog and pricing. Order edits and cancellations, as Kabi just mentioned, this is one of the features of ShipStation, that order can be edited, order can be cancelled from within the platform. So if order edits and cancellations happening at the shipping platform, this also need to be updated back to the ERP system as well for back office operations, so the back office team knows about these edits and these cancellations. So these are the needs of data exchange points between these two systems. Now we know that integration, we can understand that integration is one of the key for quick order fulfillment. From order entry in e-commerce or marketplace, to order management within ShipStation, to order entry in ERP system, shipment level generation in ShipStation, shipment within ERP. So this is the whole cycle for quick order fulfillment. And AppSy Connect plays a vital role. It's an integration platform. It connects these systems with each other, and it fulfills the required business cycle through integrating customers, orders, shipments, item updates, order edits, and cancellations, syncing all these data between ShipStation and the backend ERP system. So in this way, AppSy Connect brings efficiency into order fulfillment, inventory management, production, and purchase planning processes. So these are the integration points between through which happen through AppSy Connect, connecting ShipStation and the backend ERP system, syncing customers or updating customer records, product information syncing back and forth, order and shipment, and obviously along with order, the order edits and cancellations are also associated. So at this point, I'd like to hand over the presentation to one of my team member who can showcase some of the features from the demo system. So Gargi, are you present, able to hear me?
Yes, I'm able to hear you.
Okay, okay. So I'm passing the presenter profile to you so that you can share the screen. So we
Yeah,
have
sure.
about 10 minutes for a short demo so that you can show a couple of sync points between through AppSy Connect between ShipStation and the backend ERP system. So I have passed you the presenter profile. I hope you will get a dialog box there through which you can share your screen.
Yeah, I have got that. Okay, okay. So I will carry forward SIP Business One and ShipStation shipping solution through Apps eConnect, and there are a couple of features which I will be showcasing you. So these are customer sync, product sync, order sync, and shipment sync. So, like multi-channel imported customers, products, orders, or shipment created in ShipStation shipping solution can be synced back in ASAP Business One through our lightweight application software, which acts as an engine and passes all the data in between these two platforms. So first, we will start with customer add. That means we will add a new customer from ShipStation. So for that, we can import some new customers, and customers can be imported through CSV. So you basically need to download the CSV file, and there you can import all the contact and address details for your customer. So you need to select the file where you have saved the entire customer details, and then you just start importing that customer. So here is the detail that I have for this customer, and I am start importing this particular customer in ShipStation. So you can refresh the page and see whether you have successfully executed or successfully imported your customer in this ShipStation shipping solution or not. So once you just done with this customer sync process, you can carry forward with the next feature that we have, and that is product sync. So for product sync, you can perform, you can add a new product or you can import a new product along with the entire details like the product ID, the item name, the short description, or like the product price, the weight, the length, everything, all the details that are required for creating a new product. So as you can see in the screen, this is the item that I have created, and I have mentioned the item SQ, the item name, the short description, and all the things that are required in the time of creating a new product. So once you are done with creating this product, you can carry forward with the next process that we have, and that is order add. So you can import a new order or you can add a new order. You need to mention the customer and the product which has a presence on both the platforms, means like in ShipStation and in ASAP Business One. So here is the customer that I have recently created from ShipStation, and then I need to mention the item that I have created from ShipStation, and this item I would like to sync back in ASAP Business One by mentioning the unit price and the tax details followed by the order number. So once I'm done with mentioning all the details for this particular order, I need to save this order. So I have created the customer, I have created the product along with the order. Now I would like to head off into the server where this Apps Connect agent has been installed. And this agent performs, or this agent has triggers to ensure that all your data can successfully passes through this Apps Connect agent. And here I will have this particular feature called product add. So like once you click on this run button, this particular run button, so you have all your items imported or added in ShipStation will be reflected in ASAP Business One. And if you wish to modify that particular product details, it can also be updated. And after you have successfully performed that particular item or product sync feature, you can open your item master data and you can search with the name of the item code or the SQ, and you can find the entire item details have been successfully listed. You can carry forward under the sales data followed by the length, height, volume, weight, and everything, and the remarks tab means the short description for this particular product. Now, moving forward with the next process that we have is the customer along with the order placed from ShipStation. So for that, I need to click on this particular run button, the order add, which will process your customers and your order. So, like Apps Connect, which can quickly sync all the multi-channel imported customers and their contact details in ShipStation to ACP Business One. So ACP will contain all the customer information sync across the channels through ShipStation. And also in case of order, AppSeconnect can completely flexible to sync all the imported orders in real time from ShipStation to ACP Business One. Means like the order processing requires validating the order, the payment, available stock, and selecting the proper shipment method. We can import the order, we can update the order. Also, we can cancel the order status and changes to all other linked modules in ACP and can be reflected with this particular integration. So once you're done with performing this particular order at process, you can going into your business partner master data to see you have completely synced that customer details or not. So you can search with the customer name, which is Luca Petros. I have imported this customer from ShipStation, and you can find the entire customer details has been successfully listed. You can carry forward under the address tab to find the address details like the city, zip code, country. Everything has been properly synced back. Now, to check the order has been successfully synced or not, you can going into the sales order section and you can search either with the customer name or you can type the last order to see the order has been listed or not. So let's find it with the customer name, which is Luca Petros. And as you can see, the customer details, the item details, followed by the tax, and under the logistic tab, the shipping details has been successfully synced back. Now, now if you wish to increase the quantity from ACP Business One goods receipt section, you can open the inventory transactions and you can add new stock or quantity for your item. So for that, you need to search your through your item code, which is item 90, and you can give a new quantity, let's say from 100 or from 150 for your product, followed by the price as well. And you can carry forward with this increasing your quantity from ACP section. So now once you have increased your quantity or stock, the next and most important feature is delivery or shipment. So once your labels are created in ShipStation and you can select the packet size level, then you can check the particular order. You can going into the other options and mark as shipped this particular order, followed by the entire information like the tracking ID, the courier details, your delivery date, and all the extra information. And then you can complete the order as mark as shipped. So once you have created this delivery document, you can going into your agent, AppSeconnect agent, and we have a specific process for this called delivery download from ShipStation. So it will automatically download all the shipped orders that you have marked as shipped from ShipStation, and that can be listed down under your delivery section. Also, like we have this two triggers, manual and automatic trigger, and the difference between these two triggers is manual means manually you can sync back all your data, and automatically means it has a scheduler and it acts as a background process, and automatically all your data will be exchanged between your two platforms. So to check the delivery that has been listed under your ACP delivery section or not, you can going into the delivery section and you can search with the customer name. So as you can see, this delivery has been successfully synced back after processing the sales order with the required details. So these are the couple of features that we have configured for ShipStation shipping solution and ACE1. So now let's move to the next software, lightweight software component called Apps eConnect Agent.
Okay. Yeah. Thanks, Gagi. Thanks
Now I would
for
like
the
to hand
demo.
over this to Shubhajit. Yeah,
Yeah.
thank you.
Thanks. So let's proceed from that point. So I will just say a couple of things, and then we will move to the next section, which is the questions Q&A session. So first of all, for this demo, we have used SAP Business One as the backend ERP system, and SAP Business One HANA environment is being actually used, where the database is on HANA, and we have synced because my team members' voice broken up a bit time to time. So basically, what we have done, we have created a few customers. We have imported few customers in ShipStation, but generally these customers will come through multiple channels, e-commerce or marketplaces, which are integrated with ShipStation. Since that is not present in demo environment, so we have imported few customers in ShipStation as new customer. And then what we have done is the product can be synced back and forth between ShipStation and the backend ERP system. So based on the customer imported and based on a product which has presence in both the platforms, we have created order within ShipStation platform itself. But generally, again, because of the nature of ShipStation, all the orders will come from multiple sales channels which are integrated with the ShipStation shipping solution. And once these orders are coming in, then shipping levels will be generated along with the tracking ID within the ShipStation system. And AppSy Connect will download the orders, will sync the orders, will sync the shipments to the backend ERP system for further order fulfillment or further order processing. So that's the process in between the order edits and order cancellations, and these processes are fully available in the integration process. Along with that, if it need to be extended a bit because of some business requirement, then it can be extended as well. So these are the things which we'd like to share today. Now we'll wait for your questions. So for the questions, I'd like to request everyone to use the questions pane. So you will see a questions pane which is there within the, you can see that within your GoToWebinar control, and you can start asking questions. So we got various questions. Few questions might be related to the API or the integration, which I will answer on that. And few questions obviously will be there for the ShipStation. So I guess Kabi is there. Kabi, can you unmute yourself?
Most definitely.
Okay. So Kabi, first question, I guess this is for you. The question is, I have checked that BigCommerce has a default connection with ShipStation. So
Yeah.
if I'm allowing my customers to add a custom note, or if I'm maintaining some data in custom fields in BigCommerce, will that go to ShipStation?
Yeah, so we have notes fields. So we have like notes from buyer, internal notes, custom notes fields. Yeah, so give me 1 second. I can actually check to see what notes can import over. But yeah, we typically import any notes from the selling channel directly. And I'll just need a second to look that up. So if you don't mind, we can actually take another question while I'm
Sure.
pulling up the answer to the what notes fields are accepted from BigCommerce.
I guess another question is also for the ShipStation. So can there be customized plans? Like I will have 500 shipments monthly, but I will need 3 concurrent user access.
Yeah, most definitely. So with ShipStation, you can add users for $5 a month. So if you wanted to go with the bronze plan and add 2 users, it would just be $35 a month.
Okay. Okay. So another question is, what kind of support do you provide? That means does ShipStation provide? Are there any additional cost for the support?
Gotcha. So there's no additional cost for support. And basically how it works is within your first 30 days, your support is mostly going to be through your account manager. So the second you sign up and you activate your trial, you get an account manager. You get their direct phone number, email address, and a link to schedule a meeting with them. So you can use them to help kind of get up and running, schedule calls, and get everything set up with them initially, like getting your store connected, or how can I automate something like this? And they can kind of walk you through some of that and get you the right information for it. And then after that, we have chat and email support. So we have live chat support, 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. Central Time. We're constantly monitoring it. We have people who are working around the clock, doing like email support. So you can also email into our support team. And then for our enterprise users, for our enterprise plan, if you're basically shipping that much, we have a completely separate enterprise team who has a dedicated inbound phone support, their own chat team support, their own ticket queue. So those tickets are separate, and they do just have their own whole team dedicated to enterprise users.
Great. I have a question, I guess, that is for me. So, can you sync purchase orders? So, since the question mentioned sync, so that's why I'd like to take that question. So, basically, in this webinar, we have mostly talked about syncing sales orders because ShipStation is covering the sales cycle. That means the sales orders and then the shipping and the customer and obviously the products data. So we have in our integration also we have configured it in this way, or in our ShipStation connector we have configured in this way that we sync the mostly with the sales cycle. We map the sales cycle between ShipStation and the backend ERP system. But if it need to be mapped, let's say if you say that whether we can sync purchase orders, so we can sync that, but it depends. And this is mostly for other integration, like for might be for B2B e-commerce, where sometimes you need to sync purchase order copy from a B2B portal to the backend ERP system. So those kind of things we do. So it depends, but syncing purchase orders is not scope of this integration or for this connector between ShipStation and the ERP system. Kavi, the next question is for you. What is the average setup time of ShipStation, and can we do it all by ourselves?
Yeah, I definitely think you can do it by yourself. And it mostly depends on what functionality you want to immediately start off with in ShipStation, and what marketplaces you're connecting. If you're connecting something like BigCommerce to ShipStation, and you're connecting like a few different carriers, maybe the major ones like a stamps.com account, which you do get for free with ShipStation if you don't already have one, for USPS, FedEx, or in UPS, DHL. You could have a BigCommerce account connected and all your carriers connected within just a couple minutes. So you could have orders imported and carriers connected, just within the first few minutes. And then as far as like automation rules go, if you want to automate some of the simple things, like maybe shipments that are less than a pound being shipped within the US, you want them to go USPS first class mail with tracking. You can have really simple automation rules set up to handle a majority of those situations. I would say with just by looking at one or two of our knowledge base articles, you could realistically have your store connected, carriers connected, and a couple automation rules built in 10 minutes. If you did a little research prior to setting it up, you could have everything connected and running in just a couple minutes. It's for like the carriers and the selling channels, it's just a username and password. So the integration is really easy. It's not like you have to do a whole lot.
Okay.
Yeah, and then the setup really comes in when you're trying to start automating your workflow a little more.
Okay. Okay, Kavi. So I think we have around couple of more minutes. So if you have any question, kindly ask those questions here, and then we'll wrap up the session. So the next question, I guess, it's related to the sync. So basically, the question is, can I sync ACP Business One deliveries to ShipStation? So basically, as I understand, you would like to sync shipments from SAP Business One, that means from the ERP system to the ShipStation. So basically, the logic, the business logic of this integration is that ShipStation is the shipping solution. So across multiple sales channels, or the all the orders will come into ShipStation. Using the ShipStation platform, you can efficiently ship the orders. You can quickly fulfill the orders. You can plan the shipment and generate shipping labels, and then the shipping labels get synced back to the ERP system as the delivery document. So this is the business logic, and that's why we have designed this sync in this way. Uh, Depending on the platform's business logic. So yes, we can sync the deliveries from SAP Business One, but not within this integration. Might be for other integration scope, like if we connect an e-commerce with an ERP system, then generally e-commerce orders get synced back to the ERP, and from ERP you can plan the shipment and you generate the delivery, and that delivery can sync back to the e-commerce as a shipment document. So it's for different connector or for different platform, it can be it can be possible, but for ShipStation, the we have designed it as per the business logic. Kabi, the next question is for you. Multi shipment or bulk shipment will support in ShipStation?
Yeah, and real quick before I dive into this one, I just got the technical notes pulled up on our BigCommerce integration. So we can import in staff notes into the notes from buyers field in ShipStation. So the staff notes in BigCommerce will come through as the notes from buyer, and then we can also import the payment method into the custom field in ShipStation, into one of our custom notes fields. So those are the two fields I see that we have documented that are imported. Just to finalize that question. And then multi-package shipments. Yes, most definitely. So some carriers do not support multi-package shipments. Just to give you a heads up there, like true multi-package, where it's you can basically tell it, I have this many boxes that weigh this much and they're each this size. Now get me a rate. Some carriers really don't support that at all. Like USPS does not support that. You can create multiple labels, but you have to do them one at a time. FedEx and UPS, on the other hand, we have a little plus sign right next to the packages, or right next to like the package setup in ShipStation. And you just click the little plus sign, and you can add as many packages as you need to the order. And you can even create what we call package sets. So maybe you have a product that always needs to be shipped in 2 packages, and it's always the same dimensions for those 2 products, or for that one product in the 2 boxes. So you can just apply that package set really quickly instead of having to manually enter it in every time. Yeah, so we can definitely do multi-package shipping.
Okay. Thanks, Kabi. So I think we should wrap this session because we have almost completed the time frame for this webinar. So I'd like to thanks everyone for joining this session. And I have received question related to whether we have recorded this or not. So just for your information, we have recorded the session, and we will share with you all the video link as well as the presentation very soon. And specifically, I'd like to thank ShipStation team and Kabi for joining and presenting this webinar as a co-presenter.
Thank you guys very much. I appreciate you having me and ShipStation. I always love getting to do these, and I appreciate everyone who took time out of their day. And if anyone has any other ShipStation questions, feel free just to email sales@shipstation.com, and they'll be more than happy to answer any questions you may have also. So if you think of a couple others as you're walking away from the computer, go ahead and just email that team, and they'll get back to you as quickly as possible.
Okay. So we will inform all the attendees regarding any further upcoming webinars that we have around this topic or around maybe other topics. And we hope that you will join those sessions as well. So have a nice day ahead and see you soon.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you. Have a good day.